Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video from Via Doctus. Today, we bring you 10 curious and interesting facts about geography that most people are unaware of. Let's start with number 1. Sweden is the country with the most islands in the world. Perhaps some of you were thinking that this record would be held by countries like Indonesia, the Philippines, Australia, or Japan. But the truth is that Sweden has 267,570 islands, although fewer than 1,000 of them are inhabited. These islands are grouped into different archipelagos, the most famous of which is Stockholm's, composed of nearly 30,000 islands. Following Sweden, the second country with the most islands in the world is its neighbor, Norway. Number 2. Although many people don't know it, Brazil is larger than the United States if we consider the contiguous territory. In reality, the United States is the third largest country in the world by area, and Brazil is the fifth. This is mainly due to Alaska and other U.S. territorial possessions, as it has numerous islands in the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean. But if we compare the contiguous continental territory, Brazil is larger. Number 3. The United Kingdom and Great Britain are not the same. Great Britain is the official and collective name of England, Scotland, and Wales, and their associated islands, but it does not include Northern Ireland, and therefore should never be used interchangeably with the United Kingdom, something that, however, we do very often. Number 4. Greenland is not as large as it appears on traditional maps, being actually much smaller. This is because it is impossible to project a sphere onto a two-dimensional surface without some kind of distortion in the represented surfaces of each country, so most maps are incorrect. In the case of the Mercator projection, created in 1569, the size of the countries is distorted as we move away from the equator and approach the poles. That's why Greenland seems as big as Africa or South America when in reality it is smaller than Argentina. This can be quickly checked from Google Earth, which does show us the Earth's sphere in 3 dimensions to check the real size of its surface. Number 5. Africa is located in all 4 hemispheres. While the hemispheres separate most continents, Africa is located in all 4 hemispheres of the Earth, the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemispheres. Therefore, Africa can be described as the only continent that has its territory crossed by both the prime meridian and the equator. Most of Africa is located in the eastern hemisphere, while about 2/3 are in the northern hemisphere. 1/3 is in the southern hemisphere, and a small portion is in the western hemisphere. Number 6. Did you know that the continent of Asia has more surface area than our own satellite, the Moon? Indeed, the surface of Asia, with its 17,212,000 square miles, is larger than that of the Moon, which occupies approximately 14,674,000 square miles on the entire surface of its sphere. Another interesting geographical comparison with our satellite is that Australia is wider than the Moon itself, as the latter has almost 2,175 miles in diameter, which would be almost 310 miles less than the widest part of Australia if we measure it from side to side. Number 7. The largest city in the world is Ulaanbaatar, located in the province of Inner Mongolia, in China, with an area of 97,596 square miles, which is more or less the surface of all New Zealand, being larger than Greece or Portugal itself, or even half of France. However, it is the largest city only in surface area, as its population density is quite low, with only 2.2 million people, about 22.5 inhabitants per square mile. For example, the city of Madrid accumulates 3.3 million inhabitants in its 233 square miles of surface. Number 8. Russia is so vast and enormous in its extension that it has 11 different time zones, as you can see in this image. In fact, it is so large that some Asian countries like North Korea or Mongolia only have this giant between them and Finland, the Scandinavian country in Northern Europe. Number 9. France's longest border is with Brazil, not with Spain, Belgium, Switzerland, or any other European country. If we look at the different borders of France, we will see that it borders Spain along 408 miles, Italy for 320 miles, Switzerland 356 miles, Germany 260 miles, Belgium 385 miles, or Suriname along 317 miles, while the border of France with Brazil measures 454 miles and separates the Brazilian state of Amapá from French Guiana. Number 10. The Pacific Pole of Inaccessibility is the place in the ocean furthest from any point on land, and was marked on the map in 1992 by the Croatian-Canadian engineer Lukatela, who calculated the coordinates of its positioning using specialized computing software that incorporated the ellipsoid shape of the Earth to achieve maximum precision. Although it is possible that better future measurements or coastal erosion itself may change its location in the future, but only in the order of a few yards. A place also known as Point Nemo, in honor of the famous sailor and villain of the well-known novel by Jules Verne, where we will only find desert, but not of sand dunes but of water waves, where there is practically no life, except for bacteria and some species of crabs, as it is located within the South Pacific Gyre, a huge rotating current that blocks the entry of colder nutrient-rich waters. Also, as the region is so isolated from land masses, the wind also hardly transports organic matter, so the almost total absence of food turns its seabed into lifeless wastelands. An inhospitable place that has come to be described as the biologically least active region of the ocean on the planet. A place so remote that frequently the astronauts of the International Space Station are the human beings who are closest to this point. In fact, the entire region around Point Nemo is well known by the different space agencies, which officially call it the uninhabited South Pacific Zone. And the space agencies of Russia, Europe, or Japan have used it as a space cemetery to get rid of fragments of satellites or the Mir space station. And that's it for today's video from Via Doctus. If you've learned something new, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our new videos with new curiosities. Thank you very much for watching. See you in our next video.